Well, how you doing today? This is the Steering Wheel Commentator, and coming at you on this Friday evening. Anyway, I'm going to tell a little tale this evening of one of the biggest, well, it's the biggest rock concert that I ever went to. And it was pretty amazing, and it was pretty freaking hot too. I'm talking about temperature. But we're going way back today. We're going back to 1988, July the 9th, on a Saturday. The Liberty Bowle in Memphis, Tennessee. And it was the Monsters of Rock tour. And I'm talking about it was the Monsters of Rock. We're talking about the Scorpions. We're talking about Van Halen. We're talking about Kingdom Come. We're talking about Dokken. Man, I'm talking about, let me see. I got them wrote down. I don't want to forget one. Wait a minute. Let me see. Yeah, Scorpions, Van Halen, Kingdom Come, and Dokken. And don't forget Matellica. Anyway, so in my lifetime, I've seen Matellica 4 or 5 times. But anyway, me and Dale Reichard decided to strike out and go to the Liberty Bowle and see the Monsters of Rock. Billy Ray Sneed, he got a ticket to go, but now he got tickets to go on the floor. I don't know if he went up there. I don't think he went with us. I think he went on his own, and he got on the floor. And boy, did he regret getting on the floor at the Liberty Bowle in July. But anyway, we got up there, and it was basically an all evening. It started, early on in the evening. And of course, by the time it was ending, I think the Scorpions headlined that day. I don't know if they were taking turns or what, but I remember the Scorps having their lights and everything. And Van Halen, I don't remember if they had theirs. It was either the Scorps or Van Halen. I think the Scorpions may have done it, or it could have been Van Halen. I can't remember which. One or the other played last, but now that's the one and only time that I got to see Dokken. I'd never seen them before and hadn't seen them again since. They were real good. And Kingdom Come, which, it's kind of impressive that Kingdom Come was even in that lineup. Because, they were a small band, had just, a couple of songs on the radio, that basically that one album at that time. And but they were good. They were good. I don't even have to tell you about Matellica. Matellica in 1988, oh yeah, they knew what they were doing. I know that's before the Black Album, but let me tell you something. They were good. They were really good. It's kind of impressive that they were on the tour as well at that time. Because think about it, they weren't the monsters that they are now, or they became in 90. But they were good. I can't complain about anybody that was there. Van Halen with Hagar, they were good. I'm gonna have to say, and I know there'll be some haters about it, but I'm a Van Hagar fan. I was a big fan of them when Sammy joined the group. Not that I didn't like them with Rolf. The 1984 album, one of my all-time favorite albums, bar none. And I know a lot of people say, oh, but it had keyboard. I don't care. It was a landmark for me, album-wise. I know Diver Down. Everybody, ooh, Diver Down. Yeah, it was good too. But 1984, come on. Anyway, we're talking Hot for Teacher, Panama, come on. Anyway, they were really good. But guys and gals, I am going to have to tell you, I know Van Halen was good. They were great. Van Halen was great. But let me tell you something. The Scorpions, If you've never seen the Scorpions live, they were undoubtedly, no question to me, the best performance of the whole Monsters. And look, everybody was really good. Everybody. Nobody sounded bad. Everybody was good. Everybody sounded good. The biggest obstacle we had for the whole day was the heat. It was like 90 degrees. I mean, it was hot. Out in the broad sun, no shade, no nothing. Anyway, the Scorpions, man, they were the masters. I'm talking about and they should be. As many years as they had been touring, even at that time. But the Scorpions, man, they were the masters. They were really good. I was so impressed by the Scorpions. I would go see the Scorpions again if I was able to. I would go see them again. They are really good. And you know, the crazy thing about the Scorpions is, I think they still have all the original members right now. I mean, that's insane. But a little side note about that Monsters Rock is Billy Ray Sneed. I have to tell this part. Billy Ray wanted to be on the floor. So he made a mistake and wore his hat. He always, anybody that knows him, he wears a hat a lot. Well, he had this white looking hat, this kind of knit hat, a weaved hat or whatever. The pole hat didn't make it. It didn't make it. It didn't make it through the people getting passed over people's head, getting smashed in the mosh down there, getting sprayed with the fire hoses. They had fire hoses down there spraying people. People were passing out, and they were passing them over and throwing them down there in front of the stage, and they were getting carried off. And Billy Ray's pole hat just didn't make it. He had to get a new hat after that. Sorry about that, Billy Ray. But that was one of those concerts that you'll remember for the rest of your life, because seldom is there going to be anything like that again. You know, I guess if you get to go to some of the festivals, the big festivals where several bands are playing, you know, that's the closest thing you're going to come to it. But that was basically a traveling rock festival. I mean, it was by far the biggest rock concert I've ever been to. And I do not regret going a bit. And you know what? I don't think our tickets were like $8 or $12, something like that. I mean, you know, they weren't that high. They couldn't have been, or I couldn't have went. But we did some suffering in the heat. You can ask Dale Reichert about that, man. It was hot up there. But we had a good time and we enjoyed it. And I'm talking about, they were doing the wave, you know. I think the Liberty Bowl at that time would hold like close to 30,000 people. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments. But I tell you, they had to be between 20 and 30,000 people there. I mean, there was a lot of folks there, and it was a great concert. Now, would I go to another one like that? Yeah, I might. But it's really going to have to be loaded like that one was. And I mean, that one was loaded. I got to see Van Halen again in Tupelo in like 90, I think it was 94, 6, I think it was. So 4 or 6, I can't remember. Anyway, Kiss was 94, maybe Van Halen was 96, I can't remember. But anyway, saw them there. They was great there too. And of course, I've seen Matellica several times. Saw them again. Matter of fact, me and Lori went in '91. We went and saw them at the Pyramid. That was after the Black Album done come out. I mean, they were huge, man. You couldn't cut MTV on at that time without seeing a Metallica video. Enter Sandman or something. You know, you would see something from Metallica. And but it was a real good concert. Anybody out there that was at that concert, comment. Let us know that you were there. That way we'll know we was all at the same concert together. I had a guy the other day telling me that he was at the Judas Priest that I went to, and he lived off somewhere, but he was talking about I was at that show. You know, that's just cool to find out that you can still connect with people that were actually at the same place at the same time that you were the same year. But anyway, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, as long as it's a good one. And we'll see you next time on the Steering Wheel Commentator.